Hello, noble people. My name is the Noble, and today I am doing a video on the VTuber Mia Su, however you pronounce her dumb name. Don't care. Brief TLDR. I had made two shorts talking about this person. I would recommend watching those shorts, but if you don't want to, brief TLDR. The first short I made, she was a content creator who went on the radar about something a short she had made being blatantly transphobic. People were happy that they could make like trans flag cars in Sonic Racing. She got super offended that because of her weak baby brain, and she was trying to get into the same group as people like Games Cage and stuff. Obviously, when people found that out, they're like, "Yeah, we don't want you here." And they kind of casted her out. And I made that because I had saw a lot of people, same with me, who are part of the Sonic community, were like interested in her, and then suddenly they saw that and were just like, "Yep, we don't want to be part of you." And I did that to get notice. The second video was because she keeps trying to embed herself into Sonic, and then she got really upset about a video because someone mentioned in the video that Mike Pollock is a bad person because of his horrible views on Palestine, and that is true. And she got really mad and went on a huge crusade, like, "Oh, they're canceling me, wah wah," and went down a huge grift pipeline, which is funny. And I had said in that video, I don't want to talk about her anymore as shorts and stuff because when it comes down to people like this, they tend to get when it gets like this, they are probably just gonna add more fuel to the flame. And I didn't really feel like anything, and it was just gonna be like, yeah, I'll just block her and move on with my day. And that is what I did. Haven't really like completely forgot about not really thinking like maybe I'll be like, oh, I remember that. Like when I go to my home channel, I remember it or whatever. However, unfortunately, it's come back and it's at the point where I can't really ignore it. Like I said, with her viewing everything, this kind of reality goes back into her looking at everything when it comes down to like the cancel stuff because she has no content that she does other than trend hopping or like obscure stuff, which is funny. A matter of fact, right now she is streaming uh N NTE. It's a gotcha game that went viral for blatantly having AI slop in it, and people hated it. So people got off of it, and she's playing it because she has to be different. And she's also kind of hopped on the AI train, if you can't tell by the atrocious thumbnail and whatnot, and all the slop here that she's done, which is funny because apparently her own viewers don't like it, which is kind of funny. But basically, she constantly is going to be watching people who hate on her because she has nothing else better to do. Matter of fact, she even saw my short, which is kind of funny. She tried to say free Mexico instead of free Palestine because she's so stupid she doesn't know what's going on there. And she's just like, why did they say free Palestine? Why not free Mexico? Like a complete idiot, which is just kind of funny to me because of how like smooth brained these type of people are. But the main issue now is she got in obviously hot water because she can't shut up about her horrible views on stuff. And she got mad because her little pea-sized brain couldn't handle the fact that the uh Tomodachi Life Living the Dream has non-binary options. Now I don't know about you. One, this is kind of old news. People have been talking about that for a while and people are super happy about that. Me personally, I was really happy. I have made multiple characters on my island non-binary. I made Chris from Deltarune. Obviously, I made them non-binary. And she obviously got mad. People obviously made fun of her because it does not matter. And she responded with getting like we got fictional characters like robots and that trying to say it's downplaying it because it's trying to indoctrinate quote unquote indoctrinate kids. We have to protect kids when that's not at all the case. And then she started saying slurs and stuff. And it's also the no double standards. When I love when people get caught in this and they don't have any excuse. So you say that this should not be for kids, but then this person has shows that she was blatantly mad that they had started kind of censoring Rouge for being too provocative, and she got mad at that. So what's the side on? So you want Rouge to look not appropriate for a kids game like Sonic, but this is where you draw the line, an optional thing in a video game. It's so funny that they can't have a side. And because this was happening, now this is I'm gonna be honest, this isn't nothing burger. The problem is that she has to watch stuff, and if you can see by this post got a lot of traction, and a lot of the quote retweets and stuff are just yeah, people, yeah, like people making fun of you, and obviously she can't handle that because of how bad her ego is. So she had to watch stuff on stream and watch stuff. And then it boiled over because she can't have her channel or can't like control her audience. So then it made this happen where there is now an exposed doc on her because this person, Yoshi 700, had rightfully uh called her out on all of this stuff and called her out on other stuff. Like I said, I already said stuff about the car stuff with Sonic, her being openly homophobic, the AI stuff, and apparently in on stream, she'll constantly call black people's monkey. And it's just insane, but she apparently reacted to this, and people can't her dumb audience can't keep their hands to themselves because her audience responded to for this person to this. I'm not going to read this out because I don't want to reread it again. This is like disgusting. And then there's a continuation. I don't understand why they have the name dropped off. I do kind of think that's dumb. I would like to see the name so I can report them. Uh but that's besides the point. There is even a doc that now I will say this doc is a little bit bare bones. It also does have a uh her like quote unquote response. Um and her like streams about how bad she is sometimes. And I do think that doc will be updated. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not going to stand by, especially when I'd already made videos on this, when you have your audience do something this disgusting. And so obviously I'm not going to stay, yeah, like I don't like this. So I'm going to do something that I don't know if I should do. And this is to ask about have like report her. I'm blatant like with this. You shouldn't have hordes of people doing this. Now, it does look like it might be either one sole person. I don't know if Mia's fully made a response, and or maybe she has because it looked like that stream was a response. I just think that there needs to be something. So like report her, try and be like, "Hey, this is not good." Obviously, I don't know what will happen. I mean, imagine YouTube, especially Twitter, won't do anything. Now, if you think this is stupid, it probably is because I just don't really know what to do. I don't feel like someone should get away with stuff like this. And Mia, since you're probably watching, you won't be able to leave a comment, haha, because I have turned off your privileges when it comes to this channel. Because you commented on my other video, and I don't want to see you talking to me because I don't like you. You're stupid. Um, when it comes down to stuff like this, if you do truly believe what you say and that you want to have a healthy community, you should try and cut back on the racism stuff, and definitely cut back on the slurs and stuff. I'm probably not going to be able to get you to cut back on you being racist and homophobic and AI use because you apparently are dead set on that. I do know some people of your own fans don't like your AI stuff, but you apparently can't draw and don't have money to pay commissioned artists, so you have to stoop down to the lowest basic thing of AI. But if you want to have an actual community where you say is good and wholesome, you need to get rid of your some of your audience here. I don't really want to hear excuses when it comes down to like stuff about clearing your audience because of toxicness. One of the great examples that I can think of is Fiznom. They had a horrible, horrible, toxic audience, that was even, like, sending gore to, like, people, and Fiznom completely rebranded and, like I mean, I don't even think rebranded because it's still Fiznom. Completely looked at stuff and took a completely different direction in the right way. I think you need to do that. Obviously, if you are watching, highly doubt you are going to be thinking of this, but I do not care. Now, to everyone who is associated with this, I hope you best of luck. Seriously, for the Yoshi 700, I'm so sorry that you had to have these threats put to you. This is obviously unacceptable, and I do hope that the other people will realize. And I mean, it looks like there's a decent amount of people in these comments and stuff who do not like, yeah, there's a decent amount of people here that are editing her stuff and whatnot. uh yeah, even some of that, yeah, then of course you have people like this. Thanks for giving me a VTuber who I can follow. Like, why? I don't get it why you would, like, oh yeah, no one cares. It's just, I really do feel like the stuff like this is abhorrent, and I don't really know how to do that other than being like, we need to mass report her because of stuff like this. Um, I know this video might sound be all over the place because it is. I literally just saw stuff like this on it. Yeah, I remember watching her before she got exposed. Yeah, it it's so funny to me because I don't know how these grifters work and stuff. Now, when it comes to her, I think it mainly just be that these are her genuine beliefs and she's just a horrible person. But if it was someone who was doing it for like money, you would think it would be more profitable like the other way around. I would think, at least. It maybe not, I don't know. But I feel like, especially with trying to get into the Sonic community, I feel like it would be so much easier to uh have your like community actually be wholesome and accepting instead of gated and doing slurs and stuff. Like, there are probably people who are in these demographics who wanted to watch you or did watch you, and suddenly they get turned off because of that. And that doesn't make any sense why you would want to have a gated community and be this like horrible. But that's about it. I will leave the links in the for the doc in the description if you want to look at it. Hopefully it does get some more. I'm going to be honest. It, as of right now, it is kind of nothing aside from, maybe these responses are here. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to have to watch her cuz she's super annoying. It's like this, it's the VTuber voice that has been done over and over again. But one, she'll never be an Iron Mouse. She'll never be a Chibi Doki, and also you can tell that unlike Iron Mouse and Chibi, where those are their voices, this is obviously not her voice because she'll cough or do something or make or I mean, in the Mike Pollock video, her voice completely goes flat when she says stuff like that. But I'll leave the links in the description. Obviously, the I stay safe when it comes to stuff like this. I hate to see people get harassed and have these horrible threats put to them, but I there has to be something done about these people. You can't have these people run around in these types in communities and let them uncontrolled. They have to have consequences. So thank you so much for watching. Stay noble. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.